is Shelbee Emily, and it is a pleasure to be here. This young lady, we connected on another platform, correct, Annette?
That is correct.
I have to make sure that I get this young lady share this powerful story so that she can share it with a whole new audience. Because during this month of Heart Health Awareness Month, diabetes is pretty much runs hand in hand with heart disease. So take this moment right now to share your family history of diabetes, and
Sure.
And then afterwards you can share your app.
Awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me. I count it all being grateful. That is really awesome to have new audience, new listeners, and hopefully it could change someone's life. Again, my name is Annette Nichols, and I am a business owner. The name of my company is Butterfly's Touch. What we do, we try to make sure we end the cycle of poor health. And as I go into my story, you'll see what the aim is that we have for poor health dealing with diabetes. I am a little country girl that came from Lincoln, North Carolina, and I was raised in Shelbee, North Carolina. So the same as your name, Shelbee. Yes.
A divine appointment.
Right. And as you know, me and my family, when you see us, we like, oh yeah, that's a Thompson there, because we all look so much alike. And we only became diabetics when we got in our 20s. My father, he was working in a wood factory where he made rocking chairs, benches. My mother was a homemaker. And so I am the sixth child of six children. And so I'm gonna tell you about each one of them. Okay. My oldest brother, he was very healthy, tall guy, like 6 feet tall, very healthy. But as the years went on, he caught diabetes and got it out of control. I have an older sister. I had an older sister. She got diabetes later on in life also. And I have another brother, and he's diabetic also. Right now, he got a half of a pancreas. And I have a sister 2 years older than me. She actually is getting ready for dialysis or kidney transplant. So even to go back to my father died when he was 63 years old. My mother died when she was 39 years old. My oldest brother died when he was 57 years old. And my oldest sister died and she just died Christmas morning at age 61. So you only see now, we had a baby brother, that my oldest brother, he died when he was a baby. So, still yet there's only 3 of us left now. And like I said, the other 2 brother and sister, they are pretty much have a lot of health issues. I don't consider myself being lucky. I consider myself being blessed to be able to tell people my story. As my older brother was going through his field, he had a rough time. He really did. He was very stubborn. He had got to the point where he had a cataract surgery in his eyes. Whenever your diabetes is out of control, of course, it's going to take you longer to heal. So he lost an eye, he lost teeth. His stomach was bloated where he needed to go to dialysis, which he refused because you got to go 3 days a week. And you may have to stay on there for 5 hours. He did not want to do that. I'm not going to force you to do it, but he refused. He'll go there. He did not go. Sometimes he don't want to take his medicine, want to eat what he wanted to eat, because he kept saying, well, you got to die of something. And it did. It actually, December the 3rd, 2013, he passed. And that was one day after my birthday. And so he was on a ventilator for like 13 days. And his body was shutting down. His heart, like you explained, the heart is linked to diabetes. And so that's what my family was pretty much lost to the battle of, heart disease. Like I said, my father, he did the same thing. His diabetes was out of control, but he lived to see 63. But as you see the numbers, none of us outlived 63 yet. And that's
the siblings.
Exactly. And so my mother, she died when she was 39. She had an aneurysm, which that's part of the connection of the heart and all the vessels and all of that. So she died of that. My oldest brother died from heart, just gave up. My sister just died of a heart, just gave up. So diabetes run pretty rapid in our family, but I have decided I'm going to be the cycle breaker, because
Yeah,
somebody got to put this on stop or slow down.
yeah.
We got children and grandchildren. Thank God I haven't heard them having diabetes yet. Hopefully they don't get it, because we know that it's actually a behavior that caused that. Because I don't know if you came through the area, Miss Shelby, where what was put on your plate, that's what you ate. You
Oh, yeah.
couldn't say, I don't like that. That's not good for me. I want this. No, what is in front of you, you eat it and eat all of it.
That's right. And you didn't have no choice. You can, right now, your parents ask you, what would you like to have on for tonight?
No.
No,
You eat the
right,
same thing everybody else have.
right.
And I have gotten in trouble that, how people say, well, you're gonna sit there all night, you're gonna eat it. I did not like for my bread to get wet. If I had a good old delicious biscuit and it got wet with the bean juice or something, I couldn't eat
You
that.
didn't eat it.
Oh, I couldn't eat it. I couldn't eat it. I don't like wet bread.
Yeah.
So that was the only time I refused to eat, because I don't want my bread wet. But it's just that it is a behavior that you sit around, you eat the same thing somebody else in your family ate. And I can look even back to my grandparents. They had diabetes. And you don't hear that many about, oh, so-and-so took shots and all of these pills and all. You didn't hear all that. But when I was growing up, my aunt to my grandmother said, well, I think I need some sugar. I guess her diabetes was kicking in when it was dropped.
Yeah.
So she needed sugar. So I'm thinking, well, if I act a little silly, I might can get a spoonful of sugar like she was getting. So I wasn't taught that. And you start educating yourself when you start realizing, well, that didn't make any sense. But until someone to tell you, you wouldn't have never known.
Right.
So as we go through the years and we're like, okay, somebody need to stop this. Somebody need to
The
stop
cycle.
this.
Yes.
Stop the cycle. Stop it.
Mhm.
And it's not impossible. But when I look at my oldest brother, as we watch him take his last breath, automatically the thought went in my head, what if he could say something right now? Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Mhm.
Nobody shouldn't be laying there about to take their last breath saying, well, maybe I should have took this seriously.
Mhm.
Or someone watching their loved one saying, what else could I have done? We tried to do all we could for him. But one of the trick was too, he couldn't read and we didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because a lot of time you go to those doctors, any doctors, they ain't gonna ask you, can you read? They say, well, take this here, take this information, go home and read it or whatever. You're gonna say, yeah, okay, I got it. And it's gonna be put right there with all the junk mail is that you're not gonna touch it. He was too proud to say, I couldn't read.
Oh, and that was the barrier right there.
Exactly. Don't know exactly how. People may tell you, well, you shouldn't eat this, you shouldn't eat that. Why? I can't eat that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one of his issues. But everybody else, they could read, but they couldn't get the hang of it. They couldn't understand. Because my sister, and when she had a heart attack, it done like damage to her heart. For 20% of her heart only was working for years. That's from a serious stroke. So
yes, 20%. That is
20%.
way below.
Exactly. And she lived with that maybe about 6 years. Yeah. So
She really lived longer than expected.
exactly.
I'm sure the doctor shared that with her.
Yeah. But and my thing is, I'm trying to maybe someone could hear what I'm going through, what I went through, and say, you know what, I want a better opportunity. And it's there. There's resources out here. There
Yes,
are people like us who's trying our best to do what we can for our bodies, because our bodies don't want to leave us before we want it to leave. So we need to do what we can do. And so that's why I'm glad to share my story. And I'm so glad that you allow me the time to share my story.
Oh, yeah. Because it's going to resonate with someone.
Yeah.
It's going to resonate with someone. And, all you need is just for somebody for it to resonate with, to have an impact and to make a change for someone else's life. So
that's right.
yes.
That's right. There's got to be someone or caregiver out there saying, wow, I want someone to hear this, because sometimes people hear it, like you said, it process. It's like, okay, I can
Mhm.
overcome this. But sometimes you go to a doctor, they may told you, oh, you're a diabetic. Once a diabetic, you're always a diabetic. That,
Mhm.
to me, that is not true, because you can reverse diabetes.
Yeah, that's a myth. Mhm.
Yeah, it's a money maker. That's what I call it.
Yes.
Yes, but if anybody have any questions or anything, I'd be more than willing to talk to them. Even tell them more details about what I went through, what I'm going through as a diabetic, because I am a diabetic myself.
That's what
Over
I was going
20
to ask
years.
you. Okay,
Yes,
so
over
I
20
didn't
years.
catch that earlier. If you were
Yeah.
actually a diabetic.
Yes, I am a
Okay.
diabetic.
Okay.
All of us are
All
or
your siblings.
was a diabetic. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All righty.
And wasn't born that way.
Your story is an eye opener for me. I've
Mm,
seen many situations. I have even experienced diabetes in my family with my aunt having
mm,
both of her legs amputated.
wow.
And she said the same thing. She says she had to die with something.
Mm, mm,
Um, so she just, was
mm.
stubborn,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
you
yeah.
mentioned, and
Mhm,
continued on.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
So thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. But can
Mhm.
you just give us an update now of how things are with your family?
Sure. Oh, yeah. Right now, my sister, the one who's waiting to get a kidney or be on dialysis, she's really struggling and trying her best. That's the sister who's 2 years older than me.
Mhm.
She, like I said, she's trying to get her body ready for dialysis. They done put the device in her arm. They were saying that, if she get a kidney transplant, that'll be the next step. That's what she's hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're trying to get her sugar down under control,
Okay.
because I think you have to be pretty close to normal before they put you on the list
On the
to get a
list.
kidney.
Yeah. She
So
has
they pretty much
to be
saying,
manageable.
very.
Manageable.
I just hope it's not too late.
And what about
Um,
your
my
others?
brother, he's the one that got a half of a pancreas, and he got a colostomy bag now.
Whom else we have here out of your siblings?
This me,
And so you
me.
lost your other sister and your older brother.
Yes,
And actually, your
yeah.
sister was just recent over the holidays, right?
Yeah, it was a Christmas
Mhm.
morning. We lost her, but she got her 2 wish. She was wanting us to have a Christmas dinner, which I think she kind of knew the situation. Wake Forest will allow us have a dinner with her in her room, and that was truly a blessing to her. But she said all she wanted to do is have a Christmas dinner and want to live to see Christmas morning.
Mm.
So she died 2 o'clock Christmas morning.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah.
She
Mhm.
got her wish.
She got her wish.
Well,
Mhm.
I am so sorry to hear of
Mhm.
that. Your story and your app will be
Mhm.
able to
Mhm.
help others to transform their lives. So thank you so
Yes.
much
No,
uh,
thank you.
for being obedient.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
Thank you.
obedient.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. So, so now at this time, if you can just share with us about your app,
Okay.
uh,
Mhm.
Miss Developer.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, what really got me going was because of my oldest brother when he passed. It just like I was like, okay, something got to be done. Something got to be done. So I try to make it easy, because you get a lot of information out there, but somebody need to break it down and make it easy enough for you to understand. And I always tell people, talk to me like I'm a 6-year-old, because if you do that, I know I will get it. So with this app, I developed it actually in 2019. It's actually where you put your sugar number in, even though you got to prick your finger or use a device that's on your arm, you just got to put that number inside of the app, and it will tally it up for you. And as it tally, go ahead. You had a question?
Okay, no. So you
Huh?
put your blood sugar,
Uh-huh.
your current blood sugar.
Exactly.
Okay, that
And
specific number.
yes, you put it into the app, and what we'll do, it'll tally it up for you. And so it will say like, today you out of range. It will tell you if you're good or bad, or you need to work on it a little bit harder. And what will happen, it was an educational video will pop up, and it will tell you what those numbers are doing to your body at this time.
Mm.
And also there is recipes that pop up where you can, you got healthy recipes, little simple recipes, or whatever you need. It is right there for you. And at the very end, it's going to tell you, hey, you're doing great. or it's a 3-month subscription. So before you go to your doctor and get that A1C checked again, you already know what your A1C is going to be. And I have it where it's in different language too. So there is a little device that's on there where you can hit the button and it's gonna like English, Spanish, or whatever it is.
You know how many languages?
Oh wow, I'm thinking it got to be at least about 7 or 8 languages out
Okay.
there.
Okay.
And also trying to go to the other communities, which is forgotten, the one is hard hearing, the blind. So Ada is able to cater to all of those communities that we've been missing all this time.
The hearing impaired?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. And how does
And the blind, because with the blind, what it is, they have a touch screen. And we all got it on our phone. We just don't realize it. There is a accessible button there that once you put it on, you can touch the screen. It tell you button, it tell you the weather, the time, whatever it is.
Okay.
The touch screen.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So the hearing impaired, the blind,
Mm-hmm.
and it's user friendly for
Excellent.
like as low as how low for its educational level?
Oh wow. It can be down to the 6-year-old. They can use it
Okay.
because once all they do is gonna put their number in there, it's gonna tally, it's gonna tell you if you press this button, it's take you to the next screen. It's already gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
Okay, all righty. And so another question that I have for you would be, when you developed this app, who specifically did you want this app to target? Was it type 1, type 2 diabetes? Was it those who are borderline? So who did you have in mind?
I think at the very beginning, I was thinking about just a diabetic, but then I said, no, you know what? Caregivers, they might need to assist that diabetic. People that do not have diabetes, people that's borderline, everybody can use this app. If you don't have diabetes and you want to just make sure you don't get over to that line, you can use this app and put your numbers in there, and it's going to tell you what's going on with your body and you stay on this target, this is what you're going to go to.
In 12 months. And where can we find the app?
Sure. All right. You go to my website, which is butterfliestouch.com. And it's going to lead you to the app store, which is app.butterfliestouch.com.
Guys, make sure that you check out her website, check out everything on the website before you hit that link to go to the app, okay?
Yeah, people, make sure you contact your doctor first before
Yes.
you do anything.
Most definitely. To share it with family members that may have diabetes or a borderline, because a lot of times it's just a matter of sharing the information, and that can make a difference between being borderline and actually being diagnosed. But it's all preventable, but we just need to be connected.
Exactly.
We need to be connected because the information is there. So being connected. All right. Well, awesome. So I always like to end the interview with just something fun. And so I have 3 fun questions for you. And just relax. It's nothing major. This is just to help us get to know Annette Nichols a little better. And we'll start with the first.
Okay.
Which do you prefer? Do you prefer sorbet, a smoothie, or ice cream?
Oh, to be honest, I'd rather have the ice cream.
Ice cream. And
Butter pecan.
Yeah, and I was just going to ask you what flavor. I forgot to also share with you to be truthful. Right? What does Annette like to do in your downtime?
Oh, listen to music.
What's your favorite genre?
I would say I love classical, jazz.
Yeah, you look like a
meditation. Yeah.
Very good, very good. And the last question for some fun is, what is your favorite holiday season and why?
My favorite holiday season. I would have to say it would have to be Christmas. And when I think of Christmas, I think of snow and real cold. And
Mhm.
I love eating ice cream when it's cold.
Yeah. But guess what? First and last question go hand in hand. All
Yes.
right. Yeah. Well, that terminates our time. And once again, I want to just encourage everyone to get connected with Annette. I'm going to put her website in the chat and how you can get in contact with her. And we would love to have you come back at a later date and time because I'm sure you'll have some updates. But once again, thank you so much for being a part of this platform and sharing your powerful
Mm.
family history, diabetes history.
Oh, I thank you so much. Thank everyone for listening. And please, I will be back again.
Yes. Have a blessed one and keep it healthy
You too.
always.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.